Are we going to lose our houses? Are we going to lose our jobs? We need to know answers to these questions, get answers to these questions. We have had enough. How could all of this happen?
No matter how you look at it, you have to say they were asleep at the wheel. Well, they didn't do what they should have done. And the country, the world, has paid a high price.
It's impossible that they will let Lehman go, or let any big organization go. They saved Bear Stearns, and everybody, I think, thought it would be a mistake, and therefore it wouldn't happen.
It was a very anxious moment, from the tube to the elevator, and then to the building, basically, and to the floor and to the desk.
I've never seen something like that before. It was quite sad actually to see. Makes a huge impact if you lose your job. They were crying, shaking, people with mortgages and everything.
Everybody was going to interviews, printing CVs, and nobody's delivering stuff to a bankrupt company, so printers wasn't working, the vending machines was empty quite fast, to the toilet paper running out. When you is in the fourth and need to go up to the 10th to find toilet paper.
This means the company ceases to exist, and I guess that's all I can say, right?
What about the others?
They'll be going out in a few minutes, I think.
Do you think it's going to be very many?
I think it's going to be all of us.
Честно, нам не дали такой возможности. Законом
Мы молодые, мы можем работать, мы хотим работать. Дети голодные, вы посмотрите, мне 25 лет, у меня ребенок. Я хочу работать, я хочу, чтобы мой ребенок нормально ел, нормально кушал, а он это не может, понимаете? Приходим в магазин.
Chlorine, Station 26 and Anaheim City Fire also crying. Are you, Faustino?
961, the corner pocket, Dale and Monroe.
Okay, first of all, does Aida know why I'm here today?
Que si sabe por qué está él aquí hoy.
Yo sé que ¿cómo se llama? Que tenemos problemas con la casa, pero que para eso estamos pagando abogado y que el abogado nos dijo que no tuviéramos pena.
A lot of the mortgage foreclosures, they seem to be families with children. They wait till the last possible minute in some instances because they got nowhere else to go. Even small children a couple times have asked me, why are you taking our house away?
Es que está más preocupado de nada.
Okay.
Porque es que a mí lo que me preocupa.
Okay, tell her not to get up, okay?
Dice que no se preocupe por las pertenencias de nadie, no se preocupe de nada, que nomás preocúpese por su salud ahorita.
Pero que el muchacho tiene que irse para Ohio y ahí tiene las cosas de sus niños, la leche, sus pachas y todo.
I've done enough evictions where you kind of like see the reoccurring theme about what brought people to eviction day, what decisions they made a year or two ago, I don't know what the right word to use, deceptive financing, or they got involved in financing that they weren't aware of. And here we are, a year or 2 years later, where they're overwhelmed and they never really understood what they were getting into. Of course, you could say that they made their own decision. All that stuff was probably true, but at the end of the day, it still results in an eviction for me, no matter how they came to be there.
正直は自分には全然関係ないと思ってました。サラリーマンをしていて900万から1000万ぐらいの給料をもらってました。その次にもう直接解雇です。勤めるとこがなくなって今ホームレスに来てる方は多いと思います。とりあえずご飯を一食でも食べないと次の日その仕事探しに行くこともできないので、もう食べるだけで生きてって感じです。仕事さされないとあまり役に立たない人になっちゃうんで。
竞争每年都很激烈，然后今年有很多海归，他们也回来。而且很多国内的公司他们很青睐于海归，所以我觉得更难。
Brothers and sisters, I believe that we're in perilous times. I ask you to ponder the history of our car manufacturers. That what we need today is a different kind of hope. What we need today is what I have called a hybrid hope. As I intensely listened to the petitions over the approximate $34 billion financial aid package, I couldn't help but wonder, what would Jesus do? Well, we're saying to America and to the government and to the leaders, look at us. We are here. And we will not let you turn your back and act like we don't exist.
I got no severance. I got no golden parachute. I never sold my shares because I believed in this company. But I wake up every single night thinking, what could I have done differently? And it's been going on. What could I have done differently? In certain conversations, what could I have said? What should I have done? And I have searched myself every single night.
Of course, there's some kind of anger that they ran the business like they did, that banks should be a place where you move risk and not store it.
I think what I have learned on a personal basis is even the things which look the most certain in the world, like Lehman is a big US investment bank which can never fail, suddenly fails. So everything, in my opinion, now can kind of fail.
Are we more chastened? Well, we've all seen the headlines recently about record bonuses and so on and so forth. Let's see.
The weaknesses in our financial system were there. What Lehman Brothers did to a large extent was accelerate the problems, to bring them out in the open. They would have come out eventually anyway.
For the first time, we have come together to set principles to reform the global banking system. G20 countries have announced and are now implementing the largest macroeconomic stimulus the world has ever seen, which will, by the end of next year, amount to an injection of $5 trillion into our economies.
uncertainty remains a motto. We are in uncharted waters and we have to take into account all the unknowns.
Now, as we begin to put an end to this recession, we have to consider what comes next, because we can't afford to return to an economy based on inflated profits and maxed out credit cards.
No matter how well the regulators do, I will guarantee you that at some point in the future we will have another financial crisis. The difference will be that whereas this one was dreamt up by very smart people sitting in smoke-filled rooms in New York, London, Frankfurt, the next one is going to be smart young people sitting in those proverbial smoke-filled rooms in Dubai, Mumbai and Shanghai.